All right. Why were you late for court?
Oh, the traffic.
You have to plan for traffic.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I late for court? No.
Also,
And-
I was walking my elderly father. He doesn't walk that fast as well.
You need to plan for that because let me explain something to you. Am I late for court? No. And all the defense attorneys will tell me, oh, judge, why are you rushing? You can be late for court. But I don't ask people to do things that I myself are not prepared to do. Your attorney doesn't have to be on time because guess what? If he's not on time, normally nobody's going to hold him in contempt or put him in jail. But if you're late, guess what? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So what's happening with Mr. Ashbaugh's case? We were here last time for discovery. Where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, I believe we have taken care of all the discovery issues in this case. I've been conferring with opposing counsel since the last court setting. They have provided me with a copy of the phone extraction, and we have made arrangements for me to review the TJJD file.
All right. And are you prepared to make an offer or was an offer tendered?
No, ma'am, there hasn't been an offer yet. We would appreciate a recess so we could make an offer to the defense judge.
All right. I'm going to recall you all for March 18th. I'm sorry, not March 18th. Yes, March 18th. And on March 18th, state you need to be prepared to make an offer.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Once you sign the reset form, you'll be excused. Make sure you're on time next time. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes.
Your Honor, I apologize about that. Forgot to address Mr. Ashbaugh. We filed a motion to modify his bond conditions yesterday. We're just asking that he be allowed, he's on full GPS house arrest currently, that he be allowed to take his daughter to, is it school or daycare? In the mornings, his girlfriend who he lives with, the mother of the child, is currently enrolled in college and is not able to take her in the morning. It's placing a hardship on the family. We're just asking for a 1 hour window of time in the morning that he be allowed to take his daughter to school.
Just one moment. I think I have a motion here.
Also have a copy for the court in case it is not in the court's file.
Yes, I have it in the court's file, but I don't have an order attached.
Copy of the order, Your Honor.
State, are you going to have any objections to him dropping his daughter off at school? And
Yes, Your Honor, due to the nature of the charges, we are opposed to this motion. We'd request a hearing.
all right. So what I can do is I can forward it to Judge Nahara for a hearing. We're currently in a jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll let the clerk know and we'll see if maybe Judge Nahara can hear this today or when he can hear it. All right, is there anything else?
No, nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Person on the Samsung who's not dressed appropriately for court and appears not to have a shirt on. All right, so they will not be given a victim impact if that is the person. All right, and then there's someone on by the name of Bachelor Santabenes. All right, so then Samsung appears to be yours, so that person will not be given a victim impact.
Yes, sir.
All right. I think everyone should know that you have to have clothes on in court. Well, he's at the end of the pile. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 3848, State of Texas versus Michaela Alicia Johnson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state defense?
Patrick Hancock for the defendant.
All right, and are you Ms. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're here for sentencing. You entered a plea of no contest to robbery on December 4th. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 8 years in the prison. The state is opposing your application for community supervision or deferred adjudication. They're taking certain items into consideration. All right. Did y'all have a chance to review the PSI report, state,
Yes, Judge.
defense?
I did, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state,
No,
defense?
no, ma'am.
Right. State, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. I have Miss Alicia Franklin, Michaela's mom.
All right, Ms. Franklin, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, that nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. If you can
Okay.
state your name for the record.
Alicia Franklin.
All right, defense?
Miss Franklin, you and I have spent a lot of time together regarding Michaela, is that correct?
Correct.
And you are aware that Michaela has accepted responsibility for a robbery here in Brick County.
Correct.
And today is the day that the judge can either send her to prison or entertain her application for probation or deferred adjudication.
Correct.
Ms. Franklin, let me just ask you, how old is Michaela?
As of now, she is 18. When the case started, she was 17.
And when did she turn 18?
November 3rd.
And Where is she a student at?
At Roosevelt High School.
Grade is she in?
She's a senior.
And being in Roosevelt High School, has she future plans applied to any universities or done anything at this point in her senior year?
Yes, she was accepted to UTSA and we're pending, Clark
Excuse
Atlanta.
me, please whisper.
Say it again, ma'am.
She was accepted to UTSA and we're pending, application for Clark Atlanta University.
Very good. And how is she doing in school?
She's doing good. She's on my honor roll. Right now she has all A's and, attended since she's been out.
And did Michaela request a letter from one of her school counselors to offer to the court today?
She did.
I tendered this to the state for their review. At some point, you'd like me to look at that, Judge.
All right, any objections to the court reviewing this? All right, you may continue.
Ms. Franklin, regard to that letter, is it a positive review of how Michaela's doing at Roosevelt High School right now?
It is. Michaela's, right now, since her release, she's at the best she's ever been. She's focused, she's serious about, furthering her future, for college, and she's on the right path.
I'd like to take you back to, I guess, the time around this offense. And before I do that, I want to ask you, are you a single mom?
I am.
Does Michaela have a in her life who's active or,
He's not active, not consistently.
and does she have any siblings?
She does. She has a brother and a sister from her father.
But in your household is just
No,
you?
no, just me and Michaela.
Want to take you back to around the time of the offense. Do you remember getting a call that Michaela had been locked up for some very serious offenses?
Yes, I do.
And can you tell the court what your response was?
That she needed to sit there. I left her in there. She needed to understand what she had done and take responsibility. I left her in there for 5 months before I bonded her out. So she could understand that she didn't do anything, it wasn't something small. She needed to understand exactly what she did and what she could look forward to. She needed to know what prison or their county was, what jail was.
And do you think those 5 months had a significant impact in her life?
Most definitely. I know for a fact she doesn't want to go back. She has a true meaning of what jail is.
And was that your goal at that time?
That's definitely was my goal, because I could have bonded her out the same day or the next day. I mean, got the financial means to get her out. So it was definitely my goal for her to learn her lesson, and hopefully we don't ever have to revisit this again, which I don't think we will. I honestly think that she did learn her lesson.
Miss Franklin, let me ask you, at the time when she was arrested, were there some behavioral problems
There-
that you picked up on?
Yeah, there was, but I thought she was just being a rebellious teenager. I didn't realize she was like depressed and had low self-esteem until she had suicidal thoughts. I took her to Little Ridge, but they let her out and she did a little counseling here and there. So I thought she was just being more rebellious to herself. I honestly didn't know it was mental health issues there. But once I did know, I've gotten her help.
What mental health issues have you discovered regarding your case?
Definitely depression, low self-esteem. We've been going through exercises with the counseling sessions. And me, myself, just trying to boost her up and get her on the right path to feel good about herself.
And do you think you're on a positive path right now?
Most definitely we are.
She's back living at home.
She lives at home. Our relationship is really good. She's more open. We actually have conversations about how she's feeling, and I think we're on a really good path.
And that's different than what it was before the.
Most definitely, she would stay to herself more, so lock herself up in her room. Just for me, what I thought was normal teenage stuff, but evidently it was a little deeper than that.
Ms. Franklin, you own a business. Would you tell the judge what you do for a living?
I do. I'm Sugar Glamour Salon, a hair salon in San Antonio.
And have you and Michaela talked about her interest in the salon?
Yes, but actually before this, she was my assistant, and to be honest, I need her back as an assistant, but she wants to be a barber, and to get her through college, it'll be something for her to fall back on. And I can, I'm also an instructor, so she can get some of her hours through me.
You mentioned that she's been accepted to UTSA.
Yes, she's been accepted to UTSA, but she's also on the application for Clark Atlanta, which she preferably would want to go.
And what would be her interest in studying in college?
Business marketing.
So you left her in jail for 5 months and now she's been on pre-trial release as a condition of her bond.
Correct.
I know we had one GPS circumstance that we had to take up with the court, but
Yes.
other than that issue that was straightened out here in the courtroom, do you think she's been compliant with all the rules?
Yes, she's been compliant, and I also make sure she's compliant. I mean, home on time, way before time. We don't take no shortcuts. So yeah, she's definitely compliant.
I know that today we had the opportunity, the three of us, you, me, and Michaela, to go through the pre-sentence report. You can see there are some pretty raw feelings on the part of the complainant.
Yes.
Can you tell me if you think, even before today, do you think Michaela recognizes just how serious this offense was and the fear that people were placed in and the after effects of that fear?
Yes, she definitely recognizes that. She's really voiced how remorseful she is for this. I know for Christmas we did, she wasn't able to actually go to the battered women's shelter, but she did produce a toy drive. So where she marketed it and we received a lot of toys, I think over 500, and took it back to the battered women's shelter. She definitely is remorseful and she definitely understands that she put these people in fear and it's not to be taken lightly.
Could you address very quickly whether you think your daughter would be a good candidate for probation or deferred adjudication in this court?
I think she would be a great candidate. I think, matter of fact, I know she has a bright future. This is something that she got herself into that I know she regrets. And I don't think that she should be sent to jail. She's done 5 months, and I understand that it's not the same as 10 years, but she definitely recognizes and has had a taste of what jail is to not do this again and not be in any more trouble and to succeed and hopefully help other juveniles and help other people who are going in that direction.
Ma'am, that's all the questions I have. The
Okay.
state has an opportunity to ask any questions they want.
Yes.
Any questions?
Were you aware that this offense occurred on February 8th of 2023?
Once I got a call from the Michaela when she was already in custody.
So you knew the date.
Yes,
And what day was that of the week? Do you remember?
I do not.
Would it surprise you that it was a Wednesday?
I mean,
It was a Wednesday.
yeah.
Would it surprise you that this offense occurred shortly before 1 p.m.?
The whole thing surprised me.
But I'm asking specifically about the time at which the offense occurred. Would that surprise you? Did you know that it happened?
I did know. I mean, I've by reading the papers and
Where should it have been?
she should have been at school.
So do you know, or did Michaela ever talk to you about what happened during this offense?
Yes,
You were aware that the victims in this case was a mother and her young 4-year-old son.
yes, sir.
And you had a chance to read the victim impact statement.
Yes, sir.
And did it shock you that this had a drastic effect on that family?
No, sir. I definitely understand the turpitude of the case.
So you understand what the victim's feeling when she's saying that prison would be appropriate here.
I don't think it would be appropriate for Michaela
And ma'am,
for the simple fact.
I'm gonna ask if you could answer my question. Would it surprise you or does it shock you that the victim in this case is asking for prison?
No, sir.
Is it understandable?
It definitely is understandable.
And were you aware that the other two people that participated in this act, that they were both younger than you?
Yeah.
So she was the oldest one out of the group, right?
Okay. Yes.
So she should have been able to make better decisions than the other two, correct?
I don't agree with that. The other two had been in trouble. I understand, and she also was the only girl. So
And specifically her role in this act, were you aware that she was the person that drove the car that boxed in the victim and her son?
I understand that she was the driver. Yes, sir.
Specifically that boxed in the victim and
I
her son.
understand.
All right, any other questions?
Ms. Franklin, I think I tendered it to the judge as a part of the other letter, but we did take Michaela to be evaluated by Mark Harris. Is that
I
correct?
did.
He's a licensed therapist, is that correct?
Yes.
Judge, if I didn't give you that.
Yes, you did. And I reviewed it.
Okay.
It's
very good.
attached to that.
Thank you, Judge. And you had the opportunity to look at his assessment, and that's helped you on a path of understanding now, is that correct?
Yes, it did.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. All right, defense, call your next witness.